Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening, rather, I should say. Um, welcome to this new session. Thanks a lot for joining us on a Sunday evening. Glad to see so many people have already joined. So welcome to this
Hello,
session, everyone.
everyone.
Welcome
Good
to this
afternoon.
session. Uh, we have been doing similar sessions almost every weekend now, right? The agenda of these sessions are to provide some extra bit of information to all of you students. You might be students of Geekster already. You might be students who are aspiring to become software developers. If you are looking for a job in the software industry. So we have been doing similar webinars almost every week. And sometimes we are inviting some guests over where they are sharing their experience about how they crack different companies interview, or they have a good experience in the software industry and they are sharing their bit of experience with us. Okay. In many cases, like last week, we had a session on system design, on front-end system design, which was more like a master class where you could learn about system design in an hour. So just like every week, everyone, I and the whole Geekster team, we have come back here. And this is a live tech talk session where we have two esteemed guests, two young girls over here who are our guests today. Before moving ahead and before introducing them, let me first talk about my introduction. So everyone, my name is Vikas Ranjan. I have close to 7 years of experience in the software industry, about 7.5 now. I'm currently working as a senior software engineer at Coinbase. Before this, I have already worked at Zomato and Expedia. I am also a technical educator. I have been teaching for about 2.5 years, and I might have taught about 3,000 students till now. So if you ever want to reach out to me, here are my social media links. Okay, so feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, LinkedIn, and let's talk about what is the agenda for today's session. Okay, so after my introduction, we'll cover about the purpose of the session. What are we exactly going to cover in this session, why this session? Then I'll introduce you to the guests of today. We are going to have an informal discussion with the guests where I have prepared set of questions and I'll ask them these questions. These questions are mostly related to what you all are looking for. Okay. And we will also do the Q&A session where you can ask questions and our guests will be answering. Okay. Also, I'll give you some idea about what Geekster exactly is and what do we do about our courses. Cool. So we already spoke about like what is the agenda for today's session. So many times we have seen that students who are not from a tier 1 college, they fail to or they find it very difficult to get a good job or a good placement. Many times people are not very motivated. Many times people feel that if you are not from a tier 1 college, you won't be able to get a good job. And honestly, this is not the case. I keep telling it, other educators keep telling it, but still some students have these doubts. Okay. So it would be better if you learn it from the students themselves, okay, from people who have been from a tier 3 college and who have just got a job in one of the MAANG companies. Cool. So on that note, we have our guest today. We have Siddhi. Siddhi has recently joined Microsoft as a software development engineer. She is a fresher, passed out in 2022 itself. And along with that, we also have Shrija. Shrija is an SDE at Amazon, and she also is a fresher. Both of them are friends from the same college. So welcome, Siddhi and Shrija. Are you all there? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
We cannot see you. To turn on
Yeah.
it. Hello, guys. Hi, Shrija. Hi, Siddhi. Thanks a lot for joining.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Great. Great. So everybody, as I mentioned, Siddhi and Shrija both are from Heritage Institute of Technology, based out of Kolkata, West Bengal. And I think Shrija, your branch was ECE, right? Electronics
Yeah,
and Communication.
for
And
both of us, it was easy.
Yeah.
okay, so again, not a tier one college and not computer science branch, but still they have managed to get into Microsoft and Amazon. So that's quite an achievement. And thanks a lot for being here, for agreeing to share your experience with everyone here. Cool. So let's start. We will talk about your journey from tier three colleges to MAANG companies. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
cool. Let's start. We have Shrija and we have Siddhi. Let's start with a quick introduction about yourself. Maybe one of you can start one by one and like introduce yourself. Where are you from and about other details. Where are you working? All of that.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. So I'm Siddhi Singh, and I have been pursuing my electronics and communication engineering from Heritage Institute of Technology, Kolkata. Currently, I'm working at Microsoft as a software engineer, and I'm aligned with search and globalization team, which comes under the experiences and device team in Microsoft.
Okay. And where are you originated from, Siddhi?
So I'm originally from Patna, Bihar.
Okay, great, great. Shrija, how about you?
Yeah, same like hello everyone. My name is Shrija and I am currently working as a software developer engineer at Amazon India. I am working for the team App Stores that works for Amazon App Store, and I am also from Darbhanga, Bihar.
Oh, great. Cool. Let's talk about your journey from college to Amazon or Microsoft. Let's talk about your journey. So, uh, maybe we can talk about from class 12. So, like, how did you get into Heritage and what was your thought process? Did you think that you will be going into Amazon and Microsoft, like the MAANG companies? What was the idea? What was your target? Maybe your journey in brief.
Yeah.
So, like after 12th, I was very confused because I was not able to get into a good college, like tier one college. Yeah, so I was very confused and I was not very sure about my placement. And when I came to Heritage, initially but it was never in my mind that I'll be ever be able to get placed as a fresher, especially into a product based company. So I was like, so it was very difficult also, but it is not easy. But yeah, it is not impossible to get placed into a product-based company. Yeah.
Okay, Shrija, do you want to add to it? Add something to it?
Yeah, like same from being from tier three college, everyone thinks like it's near to impossible to get into a good company. But
Hmm.
but it's not true. Like I have seen many of my friends and many people who got placed into very good companies, even not in MAANG companies. Even if they didn't get placed in MAANG companies, they were placed in decent companies with good packages. So like it's possible, and if you have the skills, then you can surely go into those companies.
Sure, sure, sure. Makes sense. So, how about you tell us about your uh, like the interview rounds that you faced? Let's start with like, was this the first company that you applied for, or like what are the other companies that you applied for? You might have got rejected from these companies. So you can talk about that. Any internships or trainings that you did?
Yeah. Uh, so like initially, I tried and I started to apply off campus into companies from second year only. Like in second year also we get some opportunities to register for internships. So I started from there. Yeah, I was not able to crack any company in the second year. I faced a lot of rejection. Then in the third year also, like our placements started in the college. So we were like all of us were totally focusing on the placement only. And but but of course you won't be able to crack all the companies. So same
Correct.
happened with us. Like I was able to crack a few companies like Cape Gemini. But then again, at the same time, I was not able to crack a lot of companies. Also, I faced rejection there. So after that, the first product-based company that I was able to give the interview was Walmart, and followed by BNY Mellon. So I got selected in both, and that gave me a lot of confidence to give interview for companies like Microsoft and Google.
Great, great. How about you, Shrija?
Yeah, like same. Initially, we were not thinking of such big companies. Like in our colleges, some mass recruiters used to visit, like TCS, Cape Gemini. So our first focus was to get placed in those companies. So we prepared for that, and we faced some rejections. In some companies, we got placed also, but we continued giving exams for every opportunity that we got. And finally, I got placed in Amazon for internship. And then after completing my internship, I got a full time from there.
Cool. Okay, so you did an internship at Amazon itself.
Yeah, I interned at Amazon.
Okay. How about you, Siddhi? Did you do an internship anywhere?
Yes, I interned at Walmart, and I got a full time there, but then I joined Microsoft.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about the choices that you made. Like both of you had multiple offers. So how did you decide? We'll talk about that. But let's start from the beginning. Like both of you from a non-CS branch. So how did your interest get into coding? How did you, or when did you decide that I want to get into a programming or a coding role?
In my case, like I was always interested in software field only. I was not much interested in electronics and communication field, but we got allotted the branch according to our rank. So I got electronics and communication, but I was always interested in software field. And actually, lockdown helped a lot. Like due to lockdown, I was able to focus a lot on the things that I like. So I got a lot of time to practice for CS fundamentals. I set few milestones for myself, and I decided to work accordingly. And yeah, that helped me a lot.
Awesome. Shrija, anything that you want to add?
Yeah, so for me, like I prepared for the interviews from. Sorry, can you repeat your question once?
So how did your interest get into coding in spite of being non-CS field?
Okay, so for me, like my elder ones, my brothers and my cousins, they all hail from this stream only. They've all selected this IT as their profession. So I was always inclined towards IT only. I had decided like I'll go in a good company, and yeah, that's how. And I same like Siddhi said, I also didn't have any interest in electronics. I also wanted to pursue computer science only, but couldn't get the branch. So
both of you, did you like learn coding before BTech also, or like in BTech you learned it for the first time?
No, I learned in BTech only.
for me, I had a subject in class 12th, but it was very basic of Java, like learning the language and all.
Okay. Cool. So when you started preparing for coding interviews, like at that time, had you like Shrija, you already have spoken about it, that initially your target was to get a job, whether or it could just be in a service-based company, right? So how about you, Siddhi? Like, were you targeting the MAANG companies from the starting itself, or how did that? When did you realize that okay, this is something that you could achieve?
No, honestly, like I was not targeting for product, but I always wanted a good placement. But I was not very sure that I'll get the as being a tier 3 college. I was not aware of a lot many off campus opportunities. Okay. So I was not very sure, but I always had this in my mind that doesn't matter from at whichever at whichever level I start. Like even if I start with a service-based company, someday I'll definitely switch to a product-based company with a better package. That was my plan. So basically, you're not audible, I think.
No, got it. Good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I was saying. So yeah. So I was saying that.
Cool. Okay. Quick question here. So, okay, let's talk about your interview experience only. Okay. So if you talk about your interview experiences, you said that there were some interviews you could not crack, and in some interviews you did really well. So on a high level, if you have to summarize the topics that like what were the most asked topics in the interviews, like data structure, algorithm, or front end, back end, Java, database, whatever. Like if you have to summarize your interview experience, what were the topics or the rounds that you had to come across?
Okay. So मतलब I'll speak as a fresher only. मतलब जो मुझे experience है. So as a fresher, I think the most important thing is DSA.
Right.
So data structure and all algorithm is something ki, you have to take care of it.
Right.
Data structures and algorithms. That is the most important thing for a fresher. Apart from that, there is some development work also needed in your resume so that your interviewer can ask questions according to it. मतलब अगर आपके रेज्यूमे में बहुत सारी चीजें हैं तो इंटरव्यूअर आपसे बहुत सारी चीजें पूछेगा. So do not lie on your resume, because interviewer is going to scan your resume and he's going to ask each and everything that you've mentioned in your resume. So we should not lie in our resume, and of course we should focus on data structures and algorithm, because that is something कि वो पूछेंगे. Like I mean, if your interview is of 1 hour, then for I think around 45 minutes आपको सिर्फ data structures and algorithms ही पूछा जाएगा आपसे.
When you're saying this, was it about any particular company? Are you talking about like Walmart or Microsoft? Or in general, in every company you saw that trend?
In every company, actually. I mean, yeah, the scene is a bit different in service-based companies.
Right.
Yeah, but generally right now I'm talking about product-based companies.
Okay. And in the service-based companies, like what were the topics that was asked usually?
Yeah, so in service-based companies, they ask very easy coding questions, and then apart from that, service-based पे आपको ज़्यादा वो development work आपका देखते हैं.
Okay.
Like if you have machine learning, AI in your resume, so that adds up a lot.
Okay. How about you, Shrija?
Yeah, I'll go with Siddhi. Like to add, I would say DSA is really important for product-based companies. And if you are willing to go for startups, like they focus on development skills. And whatever you have mentioned in your resume, you should at least know the basics of those skills. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And what were the rounds usually? Like, were there coding rounds or coding assignments before and then interviews? And how many interviews were there usually? You can divide your answer into different companies or like product-based or service-based. It's up to you.
Okay. So I'm talking about product-based only. So in product-based, like I have interviewed for many product-based companies like BNY Mellon, Walmart, Google, and Microsoft, and Amazon as well. So what happens is that in some of the companies, I got the direct opportunity to give interviews. But in most of the companies, I had to go through a test. For example, in Walmart, I had to go through it was an MCQ round. After the MCQ round, it was a coding round. So after that, I had to give 2 rounds of interviews.
Okay. So MCQ round, coding round, and 2 rounds of interviews.
Yes.
Okay, Shrija, any other experience for you? Like any other round? HR round was also there? Yeah, both the rounds were technical?
In my case,
Yeah.
In my case, like both the rounds were technical only. Just that in the second round, like for the last 5 to 10 minutes in the interview, it was somewhat HR type questions were there.
Okay. How about you?
In some of the companies, I guess the first round was aptly based. So like in Capgemini and Wipro, and some of the companies I don't remember. But the first round is aptly, then coding based rounds, and then the interviews. Yeah.
Okay. Did they also ask computer fundamentals like maybe SQL or
Yeah. For some of the companies, they do ask.
Okay.
Especially if it is mentioned in your resume, they are surely going to ask you.
Yeah, in interview, they will surely ask, and there are also some rounds for some companies where they ask SQL and
like Infosys.
Okay. Also, when you were applying, like, did they ask you especially about front end role or back end role, or was it a generic hiring?
It was a generic only.
It was generic.
Okay. And all in your interviews also, like, was it like covering HTML, CSS, JavaScript also, if you have front end experience or not?
Not yet, I guess. I didn't give any such exam where I was asked these skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
Cool. Okay. So when you had already, suppose like you were in your third year and you were preparing seriously for the interviews, probably you would have got some good internships also. So at that time, what was your strategy? Like, what were you like? How were you preparing? Like, it could be multiple things: group study, lead code, Geek for Geeks, and so what were your strategy exactly?
So we were actually me and Frida, we were a part of the group. Like we used to study we had a friend circle for the people who were interested in coding. So we all used to study together. For example, we used to give some long challenges or something like that in different ways, like Code Chef. You can
Right.
you can say Code Chef. On Code Chef and some other platforms. Like we used to give long challenges. We used to discuss the problem. So it really, it becomes the coding thing becomes interesting when you do this in a group. If you have a good group where people are seriously willing to prepare for interviews, it helps a lot.
Yeah, it's really helpful. Like wherever we got stuck, we used to discuss the problem. If someone is able to, and if I'm not able to, like I used to discuss with that person. That way, we help each other.
You used to do online or offline? Because it was
online. Online, yeah.
Oh, that is really nice. Cool. And how about any other material online that you were using? Like any website or anything?
Like I mostly prepared from YouTube only. There were different sources. Yeah. Okay. And we used to practice on GFG or lead code.
Yeah, GFG, lead code. We used to give challenges together on Code Chef.
Yeah.
Okay. And okay. So, okay, let's talk about a very practical question. Like, did you think that being from a tier 1 college could be helpful? Do you think it is?
Yes, it is. It helps a lot because you get a lot of opportunity. If you are in a tier 1 college, आपको बहुत सारे on campus opportunities मिलेंगी. But if you are from a tier 3 college, तो आपको मतलब इतनी on campus opportunities नहीं मिलेंगी. Depends on your college totally. And off campus मिल सकती है. You can ask for referral from people on LinkedIn, or it also helps if your LinkedIn is updated. The LinkedIn profile is updated. Sometimes what happens is that recruited from very good companies, product-based companies, they can connect you on LinkedIn also, seeing your profile. If they see that you are a suitable match, they can connect with you there also. So yeah, it helps being from a tier one college, because you get a lot of opportunities on campus.
Okay, but if somebody is not from a tier 1 college, so what should they do? ऐसा क्या करना चाहिए so that they also start getting those opportunities?
First thing I would say, like resume को update रखना चाहिए. Like try to focus on DSA as good as you can. तो अगर आपकी DSA skills अच्छी है and your resume is also like good enough, then recruiters का ध्यान जा सकता है आपके resume पे. They don't focus much on your college. So like yeah, stay active and stay active on LinkedIn. Try keeping contact from people who are from good companies. They would help you.
Okay.
Also मतलब बहुत सारे YouTube channels भी होते हैं जो आपको बताते हैं कि यहाँ इस कंपनी में अभी ऑफ कैंपस अपॉर्चुनिटीज चल रही है. You can subscribe to those channels and keep following them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So,
there are several platforms like D2C, Hacker, इन सब पे
Yeah.
contests होते रहते हैं, hackathons वगैरह. तो वो सब में participate करके भी opportunities मिलती है.
yes.
D2C,
Yeah.
Yeah.
D2C and hackers वगैरह के challenges होते हैं. I think CodeChef पे भी challenges होते रहते हैं.
Yeah, but D2C पे मतलब specifically on D2C you get the मतलब उसमें hiring challenges होती है. तो I got the opportunities at Walmart from D2C only.
Okay. And we have some people here who are asking questions in comments. तो 2-3 लोग हैं who are only focusing towards front end role. So have you seen any front end specific role or any tips for them? Like if they are preparing for a front end specific role, what area should they focus on?
I think if they want to focus on front end only, then they should be probably like good enough in their front end skills. They can apply for startups. There are some of the startups that do hire for front end role or back end specific role. But in product based companies, I think DSA is the most important thing.
Okay. Acha, when you again, somebody in the comment is asking how to apply for MAANG companies, because I applied 2-3 times, but I cannot receive any mail from their side. Not even selection, not even rejection, nothing else. So how did you all apply to it? Did you reach out to a recruiter? मिला कैसे कि मुझे यहाँ पे अप्लाई करना है? कोई रिक्रूटर ने तुम्हें रीच आउट किया? क्या हुआ था एग्जैक्टली?
तो मतलब मैंने वॉलमार्ट के लिए मैंने D2C पे अप्लाई किया था. इट वाज अ कोडिंग चैलेंज. तो उसमें मैंने D2C पे अप्लाई किया था. देन फॉर BNY Mellon आई अप्लाइड ऑन हैकर. It was a coding challenge. It was a hiring challenge only. Took place on HackerEarth. So especially if you apply on these platforms, in platforms, like there are a lot, very high chance that you'll get the reply. In general, if you apply to companies portal, yes, it is true. Like not every time you'll get a reply, but I think they store your resume in their database also. So if they stored your resume in the database also. So if you अगर आप इन companies में apply कर रहे हो तो, and if they feel that you're a good fit for a specific role, they'll reply you. Just don't get demotivated if you don't get a reply from these companies. Just try to stay as active as possible. And yeah, you can ask for referral for people also on LinkedIn or something.
You can also make your resume review from someone, like tell them like what is the मतलब क्या कमी है मेरी resume में, ऐसा कुछ, तो ताकि वो improve कर सके वो skills जो भी. बहुत बारी ऐसा होता है कि resume की वजह से नहीं करते लोग select.
Okay. And Shiza, how about you? How did you like reach out to Amazon, or somebody reached out to you? How did that happen?
For me also, there was an opening in Amazon, like for 2022 batch. So I applied there, and after that I got the online assessment link.
Okay. And how did you reach out to that person? Which platform was it?
No, like there was an off-campus opportunity for every 2022 graduate.
For Amazon.
Yeah.
And उसका तुम्हें पता कैसे चला कि ये opportunity है? You subscribe to some group or some YouTube channel?
Yeah, so there was a WhatsApp group for placement drives. So whatever vacancy was there, it used to come in that group only. So we used to apply from that. And for Amazon also, I applied from there only.
Okay, okay. So is it possible for both of you to share some of those, if you have it now, is it possible for you to share those links right now? WhatsApp group का link या फिर any other you said कि YouTube channels है कुछ, so do you remember the name
Yeah.
of one or two channels? It would be great if we could share that in the chat right now, so students who are there in the session can also get benefited.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. I need to see that.
Sure. Okay. Cool. By that time, everyone, somebody is asking, sir, ma'am, please share WhatsApp link. Yes, we are sharing it very soon. Somebody is asking, please let us know whether they are from Geekster or not. Okay, so everyone, they are not from Geekster. Shija and Siddhi, they are not from Geekster, but their experience is very relevant, very motivating. So that's why they agreed to come as guests and share their experience with us. Okay. I see a lot of people are already asking questions. That is really good. I would request everybody else also to start asking questions. Okay. And whatever questions you have, you can keep sending those questions in the chat. Okay. And we will be answering them very, very soon. Okay. So, and by that time, whatever links or whatever materials they can find, they will share it. We will share it in the chat right now itself. Okay. And in some cases, some of the links we will maybe share it later on as in the YouTube description. Okay. Cool. So I'm just sharing a link with all of you here. So Siddhi is sharing a link. I have.
It is for Dare to see, D2C.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is for what exactly? Sorry.
This is a link for registering on D2C. So you
Okay.
have to log in first and then.
Okay. Okay. Got it. So I've shared a link, everybody, in the comments. If you could see here, it is D2C. D2C, I think, stands for Dare to Complete.
Yeah.
What is Dare to Complete exactly?
Dare
Like
to
what?
compete.
Dare to Compete. Okay. Okay. What is exactly there? I have not heard of this platform.
So basically in this platform, आपको बहुत सारी hiring opportunities मिलती है. Not just hiring, but they also organize hackathons from very good product-based companies like Flipkart also. Flipkart Grid, if you have heard of that.
Flipkart, sorry?
Flipkart Grid.
Grade Up. Okay.
तो मतलब ऐसे बहुत सारी opportunities आती है इस platform पे. So if you register on this platform, आपको mails आएंगे if there is any hiring challenge going on. So accordingly, you can like register if you're interested in it.
Okay. Okay. So Grade Up you were using. Okay. Cool. So one question. We already know about that tech skills are definitely very important to get a good job. But is there something else apart from technical skills that you feel are very, very important to get a good job in the IT industry? Any other skills apart from technical?
One thing would be communication skills. Like that's really important in interviews. You should be able to convince your answer to the interviewer.
Okay. How about you, Siddhi? Anything else?
I think first of all, the way communication skill be important. Then your attitude is also important. Like you should not have that give up attitude. कि if एक company में interview दिया and you are not selected in that company, तो demotivate नहीं होना. It doesn't matter कि आप कितने बार भी reject हो रहे हो. you should learn कि हाँ इस कंपनी के इंटरव्यू में आपसे ये मिस्टेक हुई, तो next time you should not repeat the same mistake or try to not repeat the same mistake.
राइट राइट
Yeah,
राइट
that
तो
is
अगर कुछ
important.
ऐसा होता था कि मान लो तुमने एक इंटरव्यू दिया एंड
Hmm.
you face a question that you were not able to answer,
Yeah.
so what was your attitude when you came back from the interview? वापस आकर क्या करते थे?
Uh, मतलब first of all तो I used to मतलब search that question कि मतलब मैं try to compare कि मैं इंटरव्यू में मतलब क्या अप्रोच मैं सोच रही थी एंड एक्चुअल अप्रोच क्या है एंड वो कितना डिफरेंस है, मैं कहाँ लैग कर रही हूँ. सो दीज थिंग्स ओनली आई ट्राई टू सी. और अगर आप नॉट जस्ट इंटरव्यू, अगर आप किसी टेस्ट में भी कोई भी क्वेश्चन आप यू आर नॉट एबल टू सॉल्व एनी क्वेश्चन इवन किसी भी टेस्ट में, तो यू शुड ऑलवेज मतलब यू शुड नॉट लीव एनी क्वेश्चन जस्ट लाइक दैट. मतलब उस क्वेश्चन का सोल्यूशन यू शुड, इट इज वेरी गुड इफ यू आर एबल टू फाइंड द सोल्यूशन फॉर दैट क्वेश्चन आफ्टरवर्ड्स. मतलब इट इज गुड फॉर फ्यूचर रेफरेंस. लाइक इट इज पॉसिबल कि आपको फ्यूचर में सेम क्वेश्चन किसी इंटरव्यू में या किसी टेस्ट में मिल जाए. तो इट इज
Right. Okay. What is D2C? Many people are asking. So D2C have changed their name now. It is called Unstopped. We have already shared their link in the chat. So everybody, थोड़ा ऊपर scroll कर लो, दिख जाएगा. There is somebody called Joy who is asking the same question again and again. So Joy, no need to spam the comment section. Okay? We will be taking up the questions one by one and we will be answering your questions. So have some patience. Okay? This is not the Q&A section that is going on. Okay? Cool. We have shared the link of Unstop, by the way. Any other links that we come across, okay, we will keep sharing it. Otherwise, also on in the description of this video itself, we will try to share some more links with you. Okay. Cool. Achha, what are the tech stacks, by the way, that you are working on right now in Amazon and Microsoft? कौन से technology use कर रहे हो?
In Microsoft, I'm under the search and globalization team. Windows, basically, the indexing of Windows platform is managed by my team. So, the tech stack that we use is C++ along with legacy Windows programming.
Okay. How about you, Srija?
I'm working on Java backend.
Okay, cool. Okay, we have shared a WhatsApp group link, everyone, that Srija has shared. So this WhatsApp group link she was using for placement drives. So whenever you have any off-campus placement drive, you can join this WhatsApp group. Okay, and they keep on notifying you about different things. Okay, so I think this will be like very, very good for all of you to get notified about the different off-campus drives that are happening. Cool. We already know that both the companies hire freshers, and you have already helped us out with the basic details. So what I understood is that DS Algo is the most important skill set that they are looking for, right? If people are good at data structures, algorithms, and problem solving, I think it is helpful for them, right?
Yes, very helpful.
Got it. Okay. Somebody is asking where is the link. We have just posted this link with the Geekster username. You can find the link there. Okay, just 3 or 4 chat above yours. Cool. Okay, let's talk about the choices that you made. So you both of you had multiple offers. Siddhi, you mentioned you had offers from I think Walmart and another company.
BNY.
Yeah, BNY and Microsoft. So what made you join Microsoft more? Like, what made you more inclined towards Microsoft?
I think Microsoft is it is actually it was my dream company. It was my dream company to join. It is a very tech-oriented company. So I always wanted to work in a company that is very tech-oriented. Like Microsoft, it is not fixed at one tech stack, but it has multiple teams. It works on multiple tech stacks from Windows to Azure to Xbox games. So I always wanted to work in a company that is very tech oriented.
Got it. Got it. How about you, Shrija? You also had multiple offers. I think you had offers from Capgemini and Amazon. So, like, what made you choose Amazon? And
Yeah, so same for Amazon as well. Like works. It works for many different products. Like Amazon owns so much products, and it has huge number of teams, huge number of tech stacks. So that was what I was interested in.
okay, cool. So, okay, now let's talk about interview tips. So, just tell me one thing. If suppose you have gone for an interview and they ask you a very difficult question, समझ लो problem solving का question है, but difficult है. So, what would be your approach in that case?
फर्स्ट ऑफ अगर डिफिकल्ट बहुत डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन है एंड पॉसिबल दैट also possible कि you're not able to मतलब think about that question, you're not able. So what I'll suggest is that you try to think of most the brute force approach first for such questions, and also whatever you are thinking, just share it with your interviewers, because interviewers में बहुत hint दे देते हैं. It is possible that you are thinking something and that is wrong. You're not thinking in the correct direction, but you're not sharing your thought process with the interviewer. So interviewer, first of all, he'll not be much interested in the interview if you're not talking to him constantly.
Right.
Secondly, you'll waste a lot of time, and at the end you'll get to know that your approach was totally wrong. So interviews, they help a lot. They're mostly in the interviews it happens that they help a lot to solve a question. They try to give some hints also at least they'll tell you that you're going in the right way or not.
Right, makes sense. Okay, anything else, Shrija, that you want to add?
Yeah, like if you're not able to understand the question, if you're not able to understand even the problem statement, then you can ask the interviewer without any hesitation. Like they'll explain you the question properly. So yeah, that's all.
Makes sense. Okay. Any other tip, any other final parting word that you want to give to the audience? Like any quick tip that you want to give to the audience? कोई गलती तुमने की हो या कोई मिसकंसेप्शन तुमको हुआ हो और तुम चाहते हो कि यार ये बाकी लोगों को ना हो. जैसे फॉर मी, मुझे एक टाइम पे लगता था कि सब कुछ करना होगा. मतलब मुझे डीएसएल में भी परफेक्शन चाहिए, मुझे जावा में भी परफेक्शन चाहिए, मुझे फ्रंट एंड में भी परफेक्शन चाहिए. अगर ये सब नहीं होगा तो आई वोंट बी एबल टू डू गुड. तो व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट दैट?
Yeah, for me, मुझे ये मतलब मुझे mainly problem development work में आ रही थी. मतलब I started web development, then back end जब आया तो मतलब मैं बहुत वो nervous हो रही थी. Like no, it is a Node.js, मतलब बहुत सारी चीजें I have to learn NoSQL, MongoDB. So I was very confused. Then I just left web development. So I think I wasted some time at that point of moment. So मैंने कुछ टाइम वेस्ट किया. तो आई जस्ट सजेस्ट कि डेवलपमेंट, इट डजंट मैटर, डेवलपमेंट में आप मतलब कुछ भी जो आपको मन हो, जिसमें आपको इंटरेस्ट हो, आप वो चूज कर सकते हो. मतलब एज अ फ्रेशर डेवलपमेंट वर्क इज समथिंग कि मतलब वो बस आपके रेज्यूमे में एक अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट होना चाहिए, ताकि आपका इंटरव्यूअर मतलब उसे इतना पता चल जाए कि हाँ यू कैन डू डेवलपमेंट वर्क ऑल्सो अलॉन्ग विद डीएस एंड एल्गो. तो यहाँ मतलब डोंट वेस्ट मच टाइम ऑन दैट. Try, and also consistency is very important in case of data structures and algorithms. कि ये possible है कि आप अभी कुछ पढ़ रहे हो DSA में, and after 1 month आप 1 महीने के लिए आप you are doing something else. आप मतलब मान लो आप database सीख रहे हो, database में DBMS सीख रहे हो, and आप 1 महीने के लिए मतलब you just left the coding part. तो वो आप ना मतलब तो इंटरव्यू में आप इतने कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं रहोगे. इसीलिए कंसिस्टेंसी मतलब एटलीस्ट ट्राई टू सॉल्व 2-3 कोडिंग क्वेश्चंस डेली.
Makes sense. How about you, Shrija?
Yeah, I would say like don't miss any opportunity. Like आप ये मत सोचो कि अभी मेरी preparation उस level की नहीं है तो अभी ये opportunity है तो I won't use it. Just जो भी आ रहे links exams के या फिर कोई भी hiring चल रही तो just go for it. For me also, I was not very sure about Amazon. Like I was not even thinking of the I'll get placed in Amazon. But I didn't leave the opportunity. I went for it and yeah. So भाई opportunity miss नहीं करनी चाहिए कोई भी.
ओके अच्छा, बहुत लोगों को ये लगता है कि मैं जावा भी सीख लूँ, मैं पाइथन भी सीख लूँ, मैं गोलैंग भी सीख लूँ, तो डू यू थिंक दैट मेक सेंस फॉर अ फ्रेशर स्पेशली?
I
not
don't think
really.
so. Yeah.
Not really. मतलब language is something जो आप बहुत मतलब it is not very difficult to learn a language honestly. आप किसी भी कंपनी में जाओगे तो इट्स नॉट, अगर आप मेरा जावा बैकग्राउंड था बट माइक्रोसॉफ्ट में मुझे पूरा C++ में काम मतलब सब कुछ C++ में करना है, तो लैंग्वेज इज नॉट एट ऑल नेसेसरी. आप किसी भी लैंग्वेज में जाओ, आप बस एज अ फ्रेशर आपको वही आपकी थिंकिंग कैपेबिलिटी कितनी है वो इंटरव्यूज में वही चेक करते हैं.
Cool. Okay, one question is very common in the comment section, that what is the duration that would take if they want to prepare for a MAANG company? So suppose answer for two kind of people. Ek who is completely new to programming, so they will have to learn data structure, algorithms, Java fundamentals, everything. And then answer for somebody who has some basic understanding. So उन दोनों को तुम्हारे अकॉर्डिंग कितना टाइम लगना चाहिए? हाउ मेनी वीक्स और हाउ मेनी मंथ्स कुड दैट टेक?
I think if you are totally new to programming, then first of all आपको एक लैंग्वेज चूज करना होगा जिसमें आपको कोडिंग करना है. You have to be really good at that language at least.
Right.
Then after that will also take some time, 15-20 days maybe. Then after that, I think if you really do if you really try to solve a lot of data structures and algorithm problems, then I think it will take 4 to 5 months should be enough.
For a completely new person, 4 to 5 months should be enough.
Yeah, after learning the language.
Right. And how about you, Shrija? And what about somebody who already has some basic fundamentals knowledge about programming and computer fundamentals?
So for that person, I think it should take 2 to 3 months. They should basically, it depends on how much knowledge you have. आप कहाँ पे हो. There are lots of topics like you should cover each and every topic as a fresher, like trees, graph. Sometimes they also ask dynamic programming, so heaps. So ये सारी चीजें आपको कवर करनी होगी. तो मतलब it depends कि आप एक दिन में कितना टाइम दे रहे हो, आप कितने consistent हो.
But around 2-3 months should be for
3
them
months.
If they are consistent and if they are so it's more about practicing for them. फिर उसको अच्छे से practice करो, code करो.
Yes.
Makes sense. Cool. So that was mostly all the questions I had. Now we already also have a lot of other questions that people have our students have asked in the chat section. So I'll try to read them out and let's try to answer them. Somebody is asking, sir, I had a 3-year gap. Can I become a software engineer? Viraj is asking that. So Viraj, that's not a concern. I think in fact in Geekster, we get a lot of students like this who are not from an IT background, not from a technical background, and who have year gaps in their career. Okay. So nowadays, mostly companies are allowing it. Okay. So don't worry, you can still become a software engineer. Don't worry about that. Okay. Okay, Akhilesh is asking, can anyone show or suggest what type of work Walmart does? Like what kind of work is there at Walmart or the work culture at Walmart?
Yeah. Work culture at Walmart is it is really good. Seniors are helpful. At least in my case, my mentor was very helpful. And basically, मेरा जो काम था तो मेरा Walmart के लिए मतलब एक internal app था Walmart का, तो my work was to implement the algorithm. मतलब there were 3 freshers in the same project. We were 3 people in the same project, and our work was to implement the algorithm for that internal app and to maintain the app. And we were also asked to add some new features to that app. So हमारा tech stack था Spring framework. Everything was in Spring framework, and the backend part and the front end part was React.
Got it. Okay. Many people are asking, some people are saying, can you share your CV? So we cannot share their CVs, obviously. CV is not something that could be shared publicly. But can both of you like give some tips on how to prepare a good CV? Like, तुम दोनों का CV कितने pages का है? What are some of the sections that you have put in the CV?
मेरा CV it is only of 1 page. एक page as a fresher, 1 page CV is enough. And main section that you should focus is that it is good if you mention that you have practiced like 500 plus questions in data structures. Then like the development work that you have done, you can mention your projects, and along with project, you can. It is also good if you can give the GitHub link or something like that for the project. Yeah, I think.
Okay. How about you, Shrija?
Yeah, like mention the skills, like Siddhi also already mentioned that the skills that you are already confident in, you should mention only those skills. और उसके अलावा if you have any internship or anything like that, any work experience, you can add that as well.
Okay. Somebody is asking, tell me some YouTube channels name. Do you remember any YouTube channel that you used to follow for preparation?
Like one of the YouTube channel I used to follow was Pep Coding, so you can follow that.
Yeah. Pep Coding, then I think Striver.
Striver.
Yeah, Striver, Striver.
Okay.
They've also provided some SD sheets, so we can prepare from that also.
Okay. Cool. So we are sharing these links, by the way, in the chat, everyone. So don't worry. Okay. Again, somebody is asking which platform you both used for practice. So I think they have already answered this. They used to practice mostly on HackerRank, HackerEarth, CodeChef, all the different coding assignments that were there. They mostly
Geeks for Geeks.
And Geeks for Geeks as well. Cool. If somebody is from a non-IT background, freshers, how does they will get interviewed, and how challenging is it to work with the people from IT background? But did you ever feel that it is challenging or difficult for you?
No, I mean, मतलब जब आप फ्रेशर की तरह ज्वाइन करते हो, आपके पास कोई एक्सपीरियंस रहता नहीं है,
Right.
तो स्टार्टिंग की चीजें मतलब कंपनी में भी लोग ये समझते हैं. एटलीस्ट जो भी मैंने काम किया है वॉलमार्ट में, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट में, तो वहाँ मतलब आई हैव जस्ट रियलाइज कि लोग ये जानते हैं कि आप फ्रेशर हो, एंड दे डोंट एक्सपेक्ट मतलब अ लॉट फ्रॉम यू. दे जस्ट एक्सपेक्ट कि आप जो भी आपको नॉलेज दिया जा रहा है, आपको जो भी लर्निंग्स मिल रही है, तो आप वो इजीली ग्रास्प कर पा रहे हो. That's the thing.
Right. So, Arpit, to your question, I would also add कि when it does not matter non-IT background fresher या IT background fresher, if you are a fresher, as Siddhi said, इतना matter नहीं करता. People understand, companies understand that you do not have any work experience, you are just out of college. Okay, so it's like the expectation from a fresher is entirely different, and I don't think there is any distinction that this fresher is an IT fresher, this fresher is a non-IT fresher. Nobody would know. किसी को पता भी नहीं होगा कि तुम कौन से background से हो, कौन से brand से हो. Once you are in the company, you are just in the company. Okay, so don't worry about these things. Okay, Krati Tamrakar is asking how to prepare for DSA, because there are many YouTube channels. Okay, so we have already shared 2 channel names, Krati. They have recommended Prep Coding and Striver, I believe. So you can practice from there. Okay. We have also shared the LinkedIn profiles of Shrija and Siddhi in the chat, by the way. So you all can also, if you want to reach out to them later for any advice, you can reach out to them. Cool. Vishnu Prasad is asking, I am a BCA student. Can I get into a MAANG company? Have you seen anyone?
Yeah.
Okay, that is
Yes, yes, you can.
Cool. Okay, आकाश is saying, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूँ कि जब भी मैं कोडिंग सीखने की कोशिश करता हूँ मैं सीख नहीं पाता हूँ. मैं दिल से कोडिंग सीखना चाहता हूँ बट मैं कैसे करूँ कोडिंग? So any tips for somebody who is not able to understand it?
I think तो आप बहुत ही बेसिक उससे स्टार्ट करो. गीक्स फॉर गीक्स के बेसिक प्रॉब्लम या फिर किसी भी कोडिंग प्लेटफॉर्म आप एक सेलेक्ट करो. उसके बहुत ही सबसे बेसिक आप पहले तो आप लैंग्वेज, अगर आपको लैंग्वेज आती है अच्छे से, पहले तो आप लैंग्वेज पे ध्यान दो. लैंग्वेज सीखो पहले कि मतलब जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आप जावा सीख रहे हो तो जावा के डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स वाले पार्ट में क्या क्या, जैसे एरे लिस्ट आता है, लिंक लिस्ट आता है, तो कैसे यूज करते हैं, कैसे क्लासेस बनाते हैं, ये सब पहले तो आप वो सीखो लैंग्वेज. फिर आप मतलब जीएफडी वगैरह पे बेसिक क्वेश्चंस वगैरह, बहुत ही बेसिक क्वेश्चन से स्टार्ट करो, बहुत इजी क्वेश्चन से स्टार्ट करो एंड धीरे धीरे ट्राई टू मतलब इंक्रीज योर लेवल.
Got it.
एंड कोई एक गाइडेंस लेते रहो किसी से, लाइक कोई ऐसा होना चाहिए जो आपको गाइड कर रहा हो. लाइक इफ यू आर गेटिंग स्टक समवेयर फ्रॉम मेनी डेज, तो जस्ट ट्राई सीकिंग हेल्प फ्रॉम देम. ऐसा मतलब डिस्कशन सा रहता है डीएसए में, तो फिर दैट इज हेल्पफुल.
Right. So Akash, I would really recommend you to join. If you have not already joined Geekster, I would seriously recommend you to join Geekster. We have courses where we have a lot of people who are from a non-IT background, who don't have any experience in coding, and they're learning it for the first time. So and the best part is that the educators we have are engineers themselves. They are doing it day and night. Okay. So यहाँ पे you will get the circle, you'll get the guidance, which will help you to crack these interviews. Cool. Shubham is asking, what are other fundamentals and technologies rather than programming language and DSA we should prepare? So Shubham, we have already covered most part of this. So apart DSA and problem solving are the most important that we have figured that out right now. Apart from that, computer fundamentals may some bit of database management system, computer networks, maybe some bit of operating system. They are being asked in some companies. Many product-based companies also ask, for product-based and service-based, both ask quantitative aptitude, logical reasoning. So that is also important. So computer fundamentals, aptitude, and logical reasoning are also important. So YouTube channel names we have already shared. Are Amazon, Microsoft partners of Geekster? Yes, Akash. We have had students being placed in the MAANG companies earlier also. Joy, your question is regarding Geekster about ISA agreement. We will answer that in some time. Okay. Cool. Let's take up other questions. Dipankar's question is, I feel like I can crack good company, but my resume is not getting selected. Okay. So Dipankar, that's why we just asked this question from Shrija and Siddhi about their CVs. Okay. So try to don't create a very huge CV. Okay. And try to add relevant points like your skills, your projects, your workshops, internships. Okay. Your professional coding experience on Lead Code and similar platforms. Okay, and add your GitHub projects and such things, GitHub links and all of that in your CV also. That will like give your profile an edge over other profiles. Okay, Himanshu Sharma is asking, is 2-3 months sufficient for the MAANG? So Himanshu, again, we already discussed this question. If you already have some basic knowledge of programming, I think then 2-3 months should be good if you give enough time to it and practice it properly. Okay. Okay. New question coming up: is English communication matters for these companies or not?
Matters in a way कि you have to communicate with the interviewer, तो आपको मतलब at least you have to be that efficient कि आप मतलब अपनी मतलब सामने वाला मतलब आपकी बात आपकी चीजें समझ सके कि आप जो भी कोशिश कर रहे हो, in that way it matters.
How about you, Shrija? How much do you think English is important? या किसी की coding skills अच्छे हैं but English उतनी अच्छी नहीं है?
Yeah, I think they won't check like your grammar is not good or something like that. But if you are able to convince your answer, अगर आप हिंदी में comfortable हो, तो like you can ask the interviewer as well. Like.
Cool. Okay. There's another question that says, I don't have any knowledge on programming. What program should I start? So Vishal, we have already discussed about that. I would recommend you to reach out to the Geekster team. Okay, I'll just be sharing. So go to www.geekster.in. You can find our courses and you can reach out to the team. Okay, we will help you out. Pratham is asking best source of learning DSA for you.
Best sources. I think all the coding platforms like GFG, LeetCode, they all have similar kind of questions only. आप कहीं से भी start कर सकते हो. It doesn't really matter. आप कहीं it all matters is that आप कितना मतलब practice कर रहे हो and how much time you're giving to it, how much serious you are about it. You can start from anywhere. Also, if you have a proper guidance, so things become a lot easier.
Makes sense. And anyway, you have already said that other websites like Geeks for Geeks and Hacker Earth, they have been very useful for you for studying it. Yeah. Cool. Joy is asking, I'm a final year student of BCA. Can I become an SD in a product-based company or a big industry? So yes, Joy, we have already covered this. Yes, you can definitely be a developer in one of these top companies. Vivek is asking, can I mention non-IT skills of work in resume? So if somebody has work experience in non-IT field, do you think they should add that in their resume?
I think for product-based companies, they don't see your non-IT skills. Like, yeah, the role is IT specific, so they would see your IT skills only.
Right.
It's not really good to stretch your resume unnecessarily.
Right. So even I would be of the same opinion, Vivek. If you don't have anything to talk about, then probably you can, but otherwise we should ideally not. Okay, so maybe mention your IT skills, and then in the interview you can talk about your non-IT experience, that you have some experience of the industry. So what did you do? Where did you work? You can talk about that. Please give the links of D2C. So Saurabh, we have already mentioned this, that D2C is now being changed to Unstop. So you can just go to unstop.com, UNSTOP. Okay. What languages should we choose for learning DSA? We have covered this. Choose any one language. Choose C, C++, Java, Python, whatever you like. Okay. Stick to one language and just excel in that language. Okay. Okay, Rohit is saying up to array questions are good, but after that it becomes difficult for me. So any tips to how to handle that?
Okay, so first of all, up to array. Then have you tried strings? Try strings, then other topics also. जब भी आप किसी भी और टॉपिक में जा रहे हो, तो then just try to start with the most basic question. With the most basic question. सबसे पहले तो आप पहले उस data structure को समझो. Try to understand that if you're going to linked list, try to understand the implementation of linked list, how we add elements to linked list, how we delete elements from linked list. So start with that. Then I think probably this thing will help. This tip will help. Up basic se start karo, then try to solve the question. You have to develop that thinking skill. by practicing.
Got it. Okay, Shrija, anything that you would add on how to prepare for this?
Yeah, like it might be helpful. It might be possible, like if you are trying a question that is related to DP and you have not studied DP yet, but it might come under the strings section or arrays section. So you might not be able to solve that. So first check whether this question is from DP or what. Like अगर आप वो फिर भी try कर रहे हो तो obviously आपका time waste होगा because you have already not covered DP. So try to check that if you get stuck in any question for a long time.
Right. Ganesh is asking if anybody belongs to a local college, then is he eligible for MAANG company? Ganesh, it feels like you are saying Ramayan khatam ho gayi hai, but Ram kaun hai? So we have already discussed about this multiple times that even if you are not from a tier 1 college, not from a very reputed institute, but if you are good in your career, if you have good programming skills, you can still apply offline and you're definitely eligible for the MAANG companies and all the top companies, whether it is service-based company, product-based company, startup, all of them. Deepak is saying, I am from mechanical branch. I don't know how to solve a single word of coding. C bhi nahi aata tha, but now I can solve many questions with self thanks to Geekster. Okay, great. That's nice, Deepak. Okay, Pradeep is asking DSA में कौन सा topic most important है according to you?
DSA में I think बहुत सारे topics हैं जो बहुत important है. You can't really say कि ये company ये topic ही पूछेगी. So I think most important are like start with arrays, strings, then move to linked list, graphs, trees, dynamic programming, heaps, stacks and queues, and also something they ask. Yeah, these things. These are the most mainly the important topics that they ask in interviews. Some companies mostly ask trees, so focus on that also.
Makes sense. Okay. Okay, Shubham is asking how to choose better projects for resume. Can I mention simple projects or not?
Yes, you can mention simple projects. If you're a fresher, though it doesn't really matter. It's just but you can mention simple projects also in resume.
Okay. I would add on to this, Shubham, is that like if you want to pick projects, choose any popular project. Like what are the apps that you use the most these days, right? So probably you use something like Amazon, Flipkart very much, or like Facebook, Instagram very much. Okay, or say Book My Show or Splitwise. Okay, any common app that you use a lot generally, you can try and create something of that sort, a very, very small version of that. Okay, that will give you a lot of, because you understand that product as a user, and then you can use your skills to create something like that. Okay, so that would be a good project to do, Shiva. Okay, otherwise you can look around in your college, in your home, in your colony, and if you face any basic problem, like I know many students who created websites only for interview preparation. They used to collect a lot different things from different materials, and they created a website जहाँ पे interview preparation का you will get a lot of materials. So they just try to solve a real problem that they are facing. Okay, so maybe you could also do something like that. Okay, somebody is asking, I know Python language. Does MAANG company prefer Python language? Devendra is asking that. So Devendra, you can use Python definitely for MAANG companies. That is not a problem. When most of the MAANG companies, if you read their job description properly, they are fine with any of the top programming language.
Yeah.
C, C++, Java, Python, Node.js, Golang, Ruby on Rails, Scala, everything works. Okay, somebody is asking, did Microsoft use Windows or Linux system?
We used in my project, so we used Windows only.
Okay. Okay. Last question is, Shaq is asking how to have my own journey from tier 3 college to a MAANG company. Can you give me the roadmap? So what all things if they should study from now on?
Start with same DSA, do a lot of competitive programming. Then apart from that, also development के लिए as Vikas mentioned, that development के लिए you can choose, you can try to create some, you will be very creative about it, and you can create an app or website, whatever. So yeah, these things are, I think, enough. And apart from this, also try to go through the computer fundamentals, like database management system. It will be very helpful, and it will this will have a good impact on your resume if you try to learn some database language like SQL or MySQL, something like that.
Got it. Okay. Anything else, like, so one programming language properly, and then data structure algorithms, and then computer fundamentals will be a good set of will be good for to start interviewing for product based company.
Yes.
Great. Okay. Cool. So, okay, Suraj, this is the final question for today. After fundamental database Java DSA, could I be able for product-based company? We have covered just this thing, Suraj, that yes, it would be able enough for a product-based company. And so even if you don't type that question 5 times, we are still going to answer that. So you don't have to do that. Okay. Where to build Java projects? Is there any framework? So there are many frameworks for Java projects. Spring Boot is the most common one. You can explore that and try to make some projects using Java. So explore Spring Boot framework. It's very popular, and you will get a lot of materials there.
Yeah, with Java you can do a lot many things like Android development also.
Right. One more question is there, that how much system design is required for preparing for these companies for SD1 level? Were you asked, did you go through any system design round as a fresher?
Actually,
it wasn't there. Yeah.
Sorry?
For me, it wasn't there.
Okay. What about you, Siddhi?
Actually, I first got an opportunity to interview at Google as a software engineer, but I didn't get a reply after the interviews. So after that, I got a call back for application engineer interviews. So in that, like the system designing was required, but I couldn't prepare it much. But the role was application engineer at Google. So that's why it was related to system designing. So that's why
the fresher, you have not gone through a system design round.
No, I have not gone.
Okay, but for like, if you have, I think, at least one or two years of experience, then they will start asking system design.
Yeah, then they can. Or it also depends on role. If you're applying for application engineer role, then they can ask for system design.
Great. Okay.
Because I had a specific round for that when I was interviewing as an application engineer.
Got it. Cool. So everybody, we are here on the website of Geekster. Many students are asking about the process here at Geekster. So you can just go to www.geekster.in. Okay. And at Geekster, we help you build your dream career in technology, right? The best feature of Geekster is that you get trained by top-notch people, or people who are working for the top companies in the industry. Okay. All your educators are people who are working as a software engineer already in one of the top companies. Okay, you can see here we have all different educators who work for Geekster, right? All of them are from one of the top companies, and they are somebody who are teaching you day and night about what to do or what happens in the industry, right? So that is the best part of it. I would like, if suppose you have to travel to the mountains, and if you have two options, one is a driver who travels to the mountains daily himself, and one is a driver who has never driven in the mountains. I think we should prefer the first one because he has the experience of doing that. He has the practice and experience of doing that daily, right? So that is what is the most relevant here, because these people are doing the same things daily. So they are the best people to help you uh, learn coding or programming. Cool. The other thing is that the courses that we have are both, you can either pay the fees upfront or you can pay it completely after placement. Also, the thing that we give in our courses is a complete refund if you have paid the fees and if you did not get a placement by chance. We have 100% money back guarantee to that. Okay. So what you can do is you can go to our courses section and go to the full stack web development section here. Okay. So we offer you a placement from anywhere between 5 to 30 LPA. Okay. And starting the 4th month. So most of our students, suppose you join the course in this month, so you can start expecting that in about 4 months from now, you will get a job. Okay. And again, if you want to prepare for better opportunities, you can continue with the course. Most of our students do. Okay. So our courses are from anywhere from 4 to 8 months. Okay. We have classes for mostly 6 days a week. Okay. What is our 360-degree plan for you? So basically we have live online classes almost 6 days a week. Where our educators teach you the topics. We also have soft skills training where almost every 1 or 2 weeks, we have a professional soft skills instructor who comes and gives you tips on how to improve your communication skills and soft skills. We have a personal mentor dedicated to you who will help you in solving your problems. And we help you with interview preparation by taking mock interviews and giving you feedback. And then we have tie-ups with more than 300 companies where we give you a referral and you can just give interviews and get jobs. Okay. What are the skills or topics that we covered is mentioned here. Even the curriculum is mentioned here in detail. So you can go through all of that. The projects that we do, you can go through all of that. Okay. Who are your mentors generally in this journey? Who are your educators mostly in this journey? You can go through this. Okay. The testimonial from one of our, some of our ex-students are here also. Okay, you can find the details of our placement rate, our average salary, our highest salary. Okay, and what are the roles that the students get placed with. These are some of our hiring partners, some of the companies who have hired with Geekster in the past. What is the process? Somebody was asking this. So if you have completed the application, you have taken the assessment. Okay, so there is a module 1 which goes for about 4 weeks. Once you complete the module 1, and if you like the course, we need you to sign the ISA, which is an agreement about the whole course. And once you sign the ISA, usually in about 2 weeks, the course starts. Okay. And as I mentioned, you have the option to pay the fees upfront or pay it after the placement. The biggest advantage of paying upfront is that you can see the fees different. If you pay upfront, it's only 75,000 for the whole course. If you pay after placement, it is about 2 lakh rupees. Okay. And you can also see that if the fees, we have a minimum guarantee of 5 LPAs. If you get a job with less than 5 LPA, the fees is 0 rupees. So you don't have to pay anything. Cool. And this is a certified course. You also get a certification of completion. You can add this in your resume as well. Like that would be a good addition to your resume. Cool. So that's mostly it. I don't see any new questions coming up. Cool. So everybody, thanks a lot for joining. And again, thanks a lot, Siddhi and Shrija, for joining and being here to share your experience with everyone. Okay. Some people might reach out to both of you for any help or any mentorship. So I hope that is not a problem.
Sure.
Sure, they can.
Cool. So all the viewers, we will be back next week, and we are most likely going to have a session on low-level system design next week. Okay, and the topic is how can you design an application like Splitwise. Splitwise is a common application that you use for splitting expenses between friends. So I would recommend you all to join that session. Cool. Once again, thank you, Shrija and Siddhi, for joining. Okay, have a good day, and thank you everybody for joining. Okay, I'll see you all
Thank
next.
you. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye bye.